Today we're going to understand three very important concepts in trading: spread, leverage, and margin. If you really understand these, you'll avoid most beginner mistakes. First, let's talk about spread. Whenever you open a trade, you'll notice there are always two prices on your screen. One is the buy price, ask, and the other is the sell price, bid. The difference between these two prices is called the spread. For example, if the buy price is 1.1002 and the sell price is 1.10, the difference is 0.00002, which we call 2 pips. That is your spread. Now here's the important thing. The moment you open a trade, you're already in a small loss. Why? Because of the spread. The market has to move in your favor first just to break even. That's why lower spreads are always better, especially for beginners. Now let's move to the second concept, which is leverage. Leverage simply means using a small amount of your money to control a much larger trade. It is usually written like 1 to 10, 150, or 1 100s. Let's say you have $100 in your account and you use 110 leverage. This means you can open a trade worth $1,000. Sounds powerful, right? And it is, but it's also dangerous. If the market moves in your favor by 1%, instead of making $1, you make $10. But if the market moves against you by 1%, you also lose $10. So leverage increases both profit and loss. This is where most beginners go wrong. They use very high leverage thinking they will make quick money, but instead they lose their accounts very quickly. So always remember, leverage is a tool, not a shortcut. Now let's understand the third concept, which is margin. Margin is the amount of money your broker blocks or holds when you open a trade. Think of it like a security deposit. For example, if you want to open a $1,000 trade with 1 to 10 leverage, you don't need the full $1,000. You only need $100. That $100 is your margin. Now here's something very important. If your trade starts going into loss and your account balance drops too much, your broker will automatically close your trade to prevent further loss. This is called a margin call or stop out. So if you use all your money in one trade, you leave no room for the market to move, and your trade can get closed very quickly. Now let's connect all three concepts together so it becomes crystal clear. When you open a trade, you immediately pay the spread. That's your entry cost. Then you use leverage to increase your trade size. And to open that larger trade, a certain amount of your money is locked as margin. So, spread is your cost, leverage is your power, margin is your required deposit. If the market moves in your favor, you make money. If it moves against you, you lose money. And if the loss is too big, you may get a margin call. Let me give you a simple way to remember this. Think of trading like entering a game. Spread is like the entry fee. Leverage is like borrowed strength. Margin is like the security deposit you must keep. Finally, a very important message. Most beginners fail not because trading is too hard, but because they ignore these basics. They use high leverage, don't understand margin, and underestimate the cost of spread. So always, use low leverage, keep extra margin in your account, and be aware of the spread before entering any trade. That's how you stay in the game long enough to actually become profitable.